Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Deficit, and today I'm bringing you a little bit different gameplay than normal, as I normally post Call of Duty Black Ops 2 gameplay and the Call of Duty series, because that is what I pretty much play for a large portion of my time. But again, I am a gamer, and I do like to play a large array of games, and I do happen to do that. But today, I was kind of relaxing from the normal, and it was about 6 o'clock a.m. here on the East Coast, and I didn't want to get involved in anything because I haven't been able to sleep very well lately. And so I found myself awake at 6 a.m. again, and I didn't want to get involved in anything. I didn't want to play Xbox, and I didn't want to play any full-length PC game like Borderlands 2 or anything like that, or anything on Steam. And I decided to go on Congregate.com. For those of you who don't know, Congregate is a collection of Flash-based web games that, although they're getting pretty complex now in comparison to how they used to be a few years ago, back when I was in middle school, when you'd actually play Flash-based games a lot more often. But now, of course, you're upgrading with age, as you get consoles and you get PC games, stuff like that. But anyways, that's irrelevant right now. I was looking for a casual RPG or a puzzle game, and I came across this Red Crucible 2, which is an FPS. It's obviously free to play because it's on Congregate.com, and they're all free to play. And there are some premium aspects to it, but for those of you who care to know, it was okay, I guess. It's a web-based browser of FPS, and it has multiplayer. There was not a whole lot of lag in between. There was not the lag between what I was doing and what the game was doing. I didn't find there was much at all, which is great, because I would say that I don't really have a lot of information on web-based shooters, but I have played one other one, and there was lag in between what I did and what the character did, and that was frustrating around with that, because every now and again I find myself going back to these Flash-based web games just for just being totally random and kind of enjoying a different audience, if you will, because obviously people who play Flash-based FPSs are not the same people that you're going to find playing Counter-Strike on the PC or any of the Call of Duty series or Battlefield, because these are probably people who don't own or don't necessarily prefer to play those games. And so these are the people who are playing these games on the PC, and maybe even their laptops, things like that, which may not even be able to run newer games. And so this is what they're resorting to until they have the means to play better games. But regardless, I first played this game type that had vehicles, and I was kind of hoping it'd be more like Battlefield 3, not in the sense that obviously it's not going to be Battlefield 3, I understand that, it's a Flash-based game, but in the sense that it would have vehicles permitted and infantry. But that was not the case. I mean, obviously your character is an infantry, but the maps were just really open, and so the infantry wouldn't have been a viable option for someone to use against the vehicles. And I know there's a demolitions class, although I would highly doubt that demolitions would actually do a lot of damage against the vehicles, although I'm sure that's probably what it's used for. But regardless, it was tanks and attack helicopters, and I got into a tank, and I was messing around with a tank, and I figured, why not record? You never know what's going to happen. And the very beginning of the clip was when I first hopped in, you could see I was clicking the right button, I was clicking the left button, getting a feel for the controls, because I wasn't really sure what button did what. And what do you know, bada bing, bada boom, shot a helicopter out of the sky. I don't know how common that is or how easy it was. It wasn't terribly hard for me to do. Obviously, I got it on my third shot. And then the second helicopter, somebody else actually shot next to me, but I think that if they hadn't shot it, that my bullet would have also hit it. So I think his just reached it first, although I'm not entirely sure. But you guys saw the clip. It was pretty close anyways, and it kind of looked like it may have hit it, although you can tell by the fact that I didn't get experience or health recovery, which I think is kind of a neat idea, because in the Call of Duty series or any modern FPS, I just use Call of Duty as a reference because it's very well known across a wide audience, is that your health regenerates over time back to a full state, but you have very little health. Well, in this game, you have a set amount of health. I would say Counter-Strike is what I think they're more mocking towards Counter-Strike than they are Battlefield, or Call of Duty, in the sense that you have a set amount of health. And this is what you find a lot in more of arcade shooters, or a lot of Doom-styled arena-based shooters. You have a set amount of health, and perhaps shields or armor. And I think in this case it's armor, but that might also just be your normal health as well. And I forgot what I was really saying. No. Every time that you kill somebody, your health, you get 4 health. And then for a headshot, I think you get 6 or 10 maybe. But you get health based on how many people you kill. And so if you come into a close encounter in that first engagement and you have 20 health remaining, but then you get a couple guys off guard and your health can, it'll be back up to like 40 or 50 and give you a little bit more of a chance for the next guy, as opposed to still being at like 10 or 20 and getting a one bullet to kill you, and kind of running it, you'd have to be super sneaky and stealthy for you to continue on your streak at that point if you had, not a lot of health. And then after that, I had a little fun with the tank and stuff like that. I found that there was not a whole lot of bullet drop in the tank shell, and so it was pretty easy to shoot guys. As I don't know why other people were inaccurate. Maybe they were using the touchpads on laptops, or maybe they were just not very accurate in general. But I hopped into a map that looked a lot like, I forget what it's called, but the map from, I'm referring Call of Duty because it has an airport map, and I'm sure there are other games with airport maps, but it reminded me of the Call of Duty airport map, which is why I did it, because I saw the picture. Then it indicated an airport, and I figured that they were going for a mock airport like Call of Duty, and so I hopped into that one, and what do you know, I did pretty decently. I feel like I should not be competing with these kids because it's just not fair on their level. I could literally like 1v, I think there it goes up to 10 players on each team. I could 1v10 another team and probably come out the victor. And a lot of you guys are saying, well, yeah, when it's a kill-orientated game type, of course one player against many players is going to win because that person has less people to die. And so even if you were to get one kill per life, you're still on par with them, even though the other 9 guys can't do anything. So if you get 2 kills and then you die and then you maintain that 1, then obviously you're going to win because you have more targets to shoot at. Yes, kill-based game types are a lot easier when you have less people on your team, as long as you are making kills yourself. But I was in an airport match where evenly teamed, I think, or maybe it was very close, but it was like 6v6 or 6v7 or something like that. And it just, other people were just not as accurate, although I found that when you're the American team or the blue team, I don't know if they actually call it American because I don't think they want to go with the Americans versus the Soviets, although you clearly see that that's what it's indicating. On the blue team, the M16 is the default weapon of choice. And so the M16, when you zoom in, I found that it zoomed in a lot, and I don't think it was supposed to do that. I think that was a bug or glitch that I was having, because when it zoomed in, it kept zooming in until it was like really, really zoomed in on the gun, and like you were up by the iron sights and you couldn't see anything. And then when you used the AK, it zoomed in normally so that it just looked like you brought the gun up to your eyes and it was looking down the sights, which I thought worked a lot better. But of course, in comparison, the M16 did less damage but was slightly more accurate, I think is what the stats say, and the AK did more damage but was supposed to be less accurate. But I found that the AK was plenty accurate. There's almost no recoil in the game. I find that it's plenty usable. But that is pretty much it, guys. I had some fun playing the game. I, of course, won't be doing this very often, but every now and again I will be playing other games. If I won't be doing flash-based games, but if you guys want to see actual other games, let me know. I can perhaps do that, or maybe create like a day of the week that would indicate different games. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. If you guys are, Red Crucible 2 players, let me know what you think about the video. Am I actually a decent player, or was I just getting a lobby of bad people? I'm not really sure, but thanks for watching, guys, as I said, and have a nice day.